All right, good morning. All right, last lesson of the year. We made it. Okay, this is actually my take two. I'm mad at myself. I made a stupid mistake. All right, so here we go. Chain rule today. All right, you use the chain rule when you have like a function raised to a power or expression raised to a power. It is a little bit of a shortcut. We're going to go through it kind of the long way, but I'll go through the algebra quick with you and we'll figure out the rule. So if you look at the warm-up way back, I would make you guys multiply this all out. 2x plus 3 cubed, which is 2x plus 3 times 2x plus 3 times 2x plus 3. And that's annoying because what you would have to do is pick 2, multiply it out, which if you do that, you would get 4x squared plus 12x plus 9. And then you'd multiply by 2x plus 3 again, which would give you, oh lordy, 8x cubed plus 36x squared plus 54x plus 27. So you can either take the time and multiply that out on your own, or you could take my word for it. All right, so when you find the derivative, because that's only multiplying it out, we use the power rule, right? So we get 24x squared plus 72x plus 54. All right, so that is actually your derivative, which is kind of a pain, but there is a better way, and it's called the chain rule. You're probably going to use it a lot. Again, this set of lessons, Unit 13, so very important that you do not throw them into the fire pit, that you save them, okay? So the chain rule, here we go. It's 2 steps. It makes life a lot easier. After we fill in these steps, we're going to actually do the example from the warm-up. We're going to do it using the chain rule. All right, you ready? So the chain rule says the first thing you're going to do is you're going to kick in the power rule. So you're going to do your power rule. And then the next step is multiplying by the derivative of the inner function. Okay? All right, so look at letter A. All right, so we're going to do the power rule. Doing the power rule, I drop that in front, so I get a 3 times 2x plus 3 squared, and now I'm going to do the derivative of the inner. The derivative of the inner is just a 2. And we can kick in the 2 times 3, which would give us 6 times 2x plus 3 squared. All right, if I was to multiply this out, right, here's what I would have. Okay, which, again, 6 times 4x squared. Let's see, I'm going to get 6x and another 6x, so plus 12x plus 9, which would give me 24x squared plus 72x plus 54. Oh, looky, it matches to the beginning derivative. So instead of having to multiply everything out and use the power rule, you can use the chain rule, which you will get used to, and it will make your life a lot easier. All right, so actually most of the time you don't take it out to this level. You would leave it more like this second line here, where you do simplify the 2 and the 3, but nothing more than that. All right, so let's try another one. Let's try letter B. All right, chain rule. Let me switch my colors. All right, so looks like I'm going to drop my 5 in front using my power rule. So then I have x squared plus 2. Remember, go down 1 power, raised to the 4th, and then times the derivative of the inner. All right, that's going to be a 2x. All right, cleaning it up, 5 and 2x gives me 10x times x squared plus 2 to the 4th, and you can leave it like that. That's fine. All right, so if I look at C and D, I have some yucky radicals. Looks like I have a cube root in C and a square root in D. All right, what you want to do is you want to change them from a radical power, like written as a radical, to a fractional power. This way, it makes it easy to use the power rule. Okay? All right, so first thing you're going to do, you're going to take 3x to the fourth minus 7x. And remember, the cube root is the same as the 1/3 power. So kicking in the chain rule, you drop the power in front, we get 1/3, right, times our original here, 3x to the fourth minus 7x. And now you're going down a power. So if you want to go up on the side a little bit, let me move this over. Remember, it's 1/3 minus 1, so 1/3 minus 3/3 is negative 2/3. So now I'm raised to the negative 2/3. But remember, that's only the power rule. Now we have to multiply by the derivative of the inner, this guy here. So I'm multiplying by 12x cubed minus 7. All right, the only thing I can think of is you would clean this up a little bit. And I want you to think about it. Remember, a negative power goes on the bottom. All right, so 1/3, a 1 up here, I'm not going to write it, but a 3 on the bottom. Now, this whole thing to the negative 2/3, I'm going to drop it into the denominator. So 3x to the fourth minus 7x. And now that goes to the positive 2/3. And then that 12x cubed minus 7 just stays up top. So that's the best we can do as far as making it positive powers a little bit easier to understand. So annoying, yes, because first you have to change it to the 1/3 power. And then when you have a negative power, you're going to kick it into the denominator. All right, so here we go. I think I'm having an allergy attack. All right, next one. We're going to first rewrite that g of x. We're going to rewrite it as parentheses negative 2x cubed minus 8x. And we're going to raise it to the positive 1/2 power. All right, so kicking in, I'm going to change my color here. We do the power rule, so the 1/2 comes in front. I still have negative 2x cubed minus 8x. And now that's going to be raised to the negative 1/2 power. And then I multiply by the derivative of this guy, which is going to give me a negative 6x squared minus 8. Cleaning it up just like before, draw your fraction here. Drop that 2 in the bottom because it's 1/2. Parentheses, negative 2x cubed minus 8x to the positive 1/2. And then whatever you have here just stays on top, negative 6x squared minus 8. If that wasn't there, my only suggestion is they might change that. I'm going to write it back. They might change, not your numerator, but your denominator back into the square root. So you might see this. If you left it like this, no harm, no foul. But like I said, if it's a multiple choice question, you have to be able to manipulate. Okay? All right, so example 2, moving on, almost done. Last page of the last lesson. Here we go. We're going to use the chain rule to find the derivative. Okay, so what's annoying here is that negative power. So again, it's not bad, but remember when you are subtracting one, you got to make sure you don't mess up the signs. Also, you have to probably, oh my God, my nail polish is horrible. All right, I'm going to try to hide my hands a little bit. You're going to have to probably drop some stuff in the denominator. All right, so let's see what we got here. I take the power rule, so I'm going to drop that negative 3 in front. Then I have x squared minus 2, but now that's to the negative 4th power. And then I multiply by the derivative of the inner, which is a 2x. So let's see what I get here. Looks like I get a negative 6x times this x squared minus 2 to the negative 4th. So what's going to happen? We keep the negative 6x up top. And then we have this x squared minus 2. When I drop it in the bottom, the power becomes positive. All right, so again, this isn't wrong. This might just be an alternate form. All right, so that wasn't too bad. Actually, it was easier than I thought it would be. All right, this next one, let's try it. We kick in our power rule, so we're going to drop that negative 6 in front times negative 2x cubed plus 2x. And then I'm going to multiply by the derivative of the inner. All right, looks like negative 6x squared plus 2. All right, so honestly, oh wait, this here, I forgot. When we dropped it in front, there was a negative 7 here. Okay, don't forget about that. All right, just cleaning it up a little bit. You can keep that negative 6. You can keep right here, parentheses, negative 6x squared plus 2. All over, I'm going to drop this guy in the denominator, negative 2x cubed plus 2x, and that's raised to the positive 7. Okay? All right, so this is where it gets real. This is going to be a little ugly. This letter C isn't too bad. Letter D, again, letter D, I'm going to get you set up, and then I want you guys to try to figure out, oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to do it with you. Because now letter C involves the product rule with the chain rule, and then we have the quotient rule with the chain rule. So this is going to be a little crazy. All right, so let's see what I did here. Derivative of this. All right, I am actually going to pause this and I'm going to link up the video or do a part 2 only because I want to make sure I have my algebra all set. All right, so to be continued.